Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief. I'm your host, Raylene Marks, and I bring you the news, or the top stories making the headlines in Israel every day. And without further ado, let's look at today's top stories. And the biggest news making headline is that Prime Minister Netanyahu has headed off to Warsaw to attend the US Polish-sponsored Middle East conference, and he joins some 60 nations in deciding how we are going to deal with the growing Iranian threat. Now, rumor has it that Netanyahu might use this opportunity to flaunt growing ties, or rather warming ties, between Israel and Gulf nation states. You know, Israel and these countries do face a common threat in the form of Iran. And it's also very interesting to note that Prime Minister Netanyahu is the only head of state who is attending this conference. The rest of attendees are all either foreign ministers or other ministers of holding other portfolios. Also interesting to note is that Russia and the EU's Federica Mogherini have elected not to attend this conference. And we are all waiting to see whether or not anything will be revealed about the ultimate peace deal, or rather Trump's peace plan for Israel and her Palestinian neighbors. It is highly unlikely, but hey, one can only hope. And you can bet that as soon as these details are known, we at the Israel Brief will bring them to you. More closer to home, and Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh has stated today that he is prepared to meet with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. And he says he's prepared to meet either in Cairo or in Gaza. And this comes as relations between the two Palestinian factions, Fatah and Hamas, are at an all-time low. The Palestinian Authority in the West Bank have taken issue with Hamas for introducing different security controls that prevent Palestinian Authority workers from entering Gaza, and in retribution they have pulled some of their personnel from the Rafah crossing into Egypt. And as you can imagine, this has led to increasing tensions, and it comes off the back of a January vote where the Palestinian Legislative Council based in Gaza voted Mahmoud Abbas out of power. Now, they don't really have the authority to do so. Mahmoud Abbas has been voted into power by his constituents in the West Bank, and he's managed to pull off the unbelievable. He's in his 15th term of a 4-year presidency. Quite unbelievable. But this is the Middle East, and stranger things have happened. Also very strange is that for the first time we are hearing from Prime Minister Netanyahu that Israel very much has a presence in trying to push back Iranian influence in Syria. Now, this is really unusual because Israel is normally ambiguous about whether or not we are striking targets or whether or not we are involved. But the Prime Minister has confirmed this, saying that, yes, every day, including yesterday, when there were reported strikes in Syria, Israel is doing its utmost to make sure that we don't have an Iranian threat closer to our borders. Now, Iran has taken advantage of the civil war in Syria and of the virtual collapse of the state, as well as the near defeat of ISIS. They've taken advantage of that vacuum to try and gain a stronger foothold towards the Israeli border. And as we said yesterday, Iran are also the main sponsors of terrorism, sponsoring Hamas in Gaza and Hezbollah in Lebanon. So those are the top stories today. If there are any major breaking news stories, we will bring them to you. But also don't forget that you can read Lay of the Land's awesome content online on our website at www.layoftheland.online. That's www.layoftheland.online. And if you have any ideas or anything you would like to share with us, or even if you'd like to write to us, you can contact us via the website, and you can also like and follow us on Facebook at Lotl site, Lotl site, where we post our daily videos, also our content, and we're also happy to hear from you. Hey, you're amongst family, and you can subscribe to receive your daily edition of the Israel Brief by clicking on the subscribe button below, or be notified of daily broadcasts by clicking on the little bell icon. So that's enough from me. I'm Rolene Marks. Those are today's top stories, and this is the Israel Brief.